Hi there, welcome to Reviewed and Ranked. I am Aaron, and today we are reviewing and ranking 4 double features. So there are 8 films in total, but I won't be going into detail in every one of these films. And there's one double feature here in particular that I'm not going to go into detail with because I enjoyed the films, and let's just say because of the films that they are, kind of going blind. And one of them, I'm still waiting for the sequel, just so you know. So the 4 ones that we're going to be reviewing and ranking today is the Mark Wahlberg double feature of Contraband and Fear, the Jamie Foxx double feature of Miami Vice and The Kingdom, the Matt Damon double feature of The Adjustment Bureau and The Good Shepherd, and I want to get the kid's name right, the Michael Oliver double feature of Problem Child and Problem Child 2. This is the only one on DVD. The other 3 are on Blu-ray, but the format of the film is not going to affect my judgment when it comes to ranking these films. Where do we start? Let's start with one I'm not going to tell you much about. Let's do it that way. I will literally do the one thing that a lot of people hate. I will read off the back of the box is what I would do. And let me tell you why. Let me explain why. The first film out of these 2 films is the Philip K. Dick's. It's based on a Philip K. Dick's novel. And I truly think when you're watching anything by Philip K. Dick's or even reading anything by Philip K. Dick's that you always have a better time if you go in knowing as little as possible. It really enhances the experience. Now, the film is definitely from a few years back, but if you haven't seen it, you haven't seen it. I am not going to be the person to ruin that image for you, and that is The Adjustment Bureau. It is a sci-fi film with Matt Damon and Emily Blunt. So you know you got a great cast right away. And aside from Matt Damon and Emily Blunt, you also get John Slattery, who is good in everything that he's in. And, of course, the amazing Terrence Stamp as well. And, again, really, really, really enjoy this film. The next one, we get one that was produced by Robert De Niro, and that is The Good Shepherd. He actually acts in the film with Matt Damon, Angelina Jolie, and Robert De Niro. Cast-wise, aside from that, you're going to get guys like Alec Baldwin, Billy Crudup, and Keir Dullea, William Hurt, Timothy Hutton, Eddie Redmayne, John Sessions, just an amazing, John Turturro, an amazing cast of people. And what is this about? This is about the kind of the creation, the birth of the CIA. Now, originally after this movie came out, and this is actually a really good little film. It's a long film, just to let you know. It runs 168 minutes long, so you're in for the long haul. But if you like the film and you're invested, it's not going to seem. It didn't seem like 168 minutes to me. It definitely seemed longer than the average film, but it didn't come across. I guess I was invested in the film. It's a really good film. He was going to make 2 follow-up sequels to this film, talking about actual CIA cases. One dealing with, I think, 1989, the fall of the Berlin Wall, which would have been amazing. As of yet, they have not been made. But he has always said, maybe if somebody interested in doing it again, he'll do it. Apparently, he worked on a script with the scriptwriter of the first one, but it just never came about. Next up is Problem Child and Problem Child 2. So these are 2 comedies that when they initially came out, I saw Problem Child. I hated it so much when I saw it initially that I bypassed Problem Child 2, and I definitely bypassed the TV movie that I didn't know existed until a couple days ago when one of my viewers on here actually told me about it. That being said, when I went in to watch this again, I was really surprised. I had spent many years hating this film, and especially the delivery by Michael Oliver as the kind of the over the top as the character, as the kid actor. Kid actors can be good, kid actors can be bad, and I wasn't sold when I initially saw this. But you know what I was? I was definitely sold when I watched it this time. I really enjoyed this film. I was surprised at how much I enjoyed it. I think Amy Asback playing the kind of the mean wife character, we'll say for lack of a better word, was a bit underutilized. But she's fun. Whenever she's on the screen, she's really fun. She's so good. She actually comes back in sequel to play a completely different character. And although you know it's the same actress, you don't even know. They do not even remotely talk about that fact. But it's really fun. Michael Richards plays a psychotic killer, the bow tie killer, which is where he gets his bow tie like inspiration from in the first film. The kid's way better than I thought, and this film just plays it so. Now there's some over the top stuff. We get like I wasn't as big a fan of some of the early sequences, like when they do like I got a chuckle out of the fact when they show him like it's kind of like he's being like his mother's leaving him on a doorstep, and it's a rainy night, and it's of this rich house, and they go inside and she picks him up. She's like, oh my god, it's a baby, and then like pees in her face, and then not too long after you're seeing him being carried in the basket to another home, and eventually to another home, and each home that he's being carried to gets lower in like the quality of the home till it's just he ends up like in a trailer park and eventually ends up in this orphanage until he gets adopted. Anyway, it's a fun little film, much better than I expected, but the biggest surprise was yet to come, because I hadn't seen Problem Child 2, and I liked it more than Problem Child. I did. I thought that Amy Yasbeck's character in this one still fairly underutilized, but man, she is a beautiful woman, isn't she? Amy Yasbeck is so good. Jack Warden's character, you get to do more in this one. He plays the father in the films. Lorraine Newman, she almost plays this kind of comically Disney-esque evil villain, but it's like a cartoon come to life is what it is. And I don't think that I understood that when I saw this when I was like young, when I was in my late teens, probably early 20s when I saw this one. But I definitely understood it a lot more now. I really want them to put out not the third one, forget that, but the cartoon series. I'd love to see the cartoon series put out by Millcreek. So Millcreek, if you watch this video, put out the Problem Child cartoon series if you can. I would really like to see that. Also Wish Kid too. I want to see Wish Kid. But again, this is a shock for me. I knew a lot of these films coming in were good films. The actors, I knew. This is one that this is Master Chaos did a video called Alien from LA. It's one of his best reviews. No, it's his best review. I'll put it to you right now. It's his best review, where he was literally shocked by a film that he initially hated, and he ended up like really coming around on. Well, this is my Alien from LA. I dislike this quite a bit, and this, out of all the ones that I got here, I can tell you this right now, I watched this one more than once. So there you go. Maybe that's gonna give you a little bit of hint on the ranking. Maybe it won't, you don't know. Next up is a Jamie Foxx double feature, and we get Miami Vice and The Kingdom, which are two decent films. Miami Vice does pay homage to the television series a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean it literally lifts like portions and storylines from different episodes. If you are a Miami Vice fan, you're gonna know. You're gonna like remember like Smuggler's Blues part. You're gonna remember all these different like segments from Miami Vice. And although I thought it was a fine film, it was done by Michael Mann, who did Miami Vice. It does have the problem of you remember the original and how this is actually a decent film. It's just that if you compare it to the original, it can't stand up, because Miami Vice was just that groundbreaking of a TV series. It was that good. It was that damn good. And it was extremely well cast. And Colin Farrell and Jamie Foxx are definitely not no two actors to sneeze at. But that being said, Colin Farrell is not Don Johnson. And that's unfortunately evident. But if you can go in like new with this one here, because Michael Mann still delivers a pretty damn good film, and it's really well, as always, it's really well directed. Just as a Miami Vice fan myself, it did take it a bit away from me, to be bluntly honest with you. I got to be honest with these type of things, but it's a fun ride, but it'll make you want to watch the series. The Kingdom has Jamie Foxx, Chris Cooper, and Jennifer Garner, so we got a great cast going into this one here. And basically, this is one where they go to. I want to make sure we get the country right. I know it's Saudi Arabia, but did he say the country? Did he say like the city or anything? Okay, we'll just say Saudi Arabia. They're going to Saudi Arabia, and the idea is to solve this mass murder. And things happen, shenanigans happen, and they end up having to work with pretty much just like they're with the Saudi counterparts. So, FBI team working with the Saudi Arabian equivalent to catch these, Anyway, I don't want to say. It was okay. I liked it. The cast was good. It always comes along to the line of, like, we get a lot of the thing, okay, the bad guy is of a certain ethnicity. And yes, but there are also good guys in here, also of that. So I don't know. I thought it was okay. It was fun. Let me put it to you this way: the best way that I can say this is directed by Peter Berg. If you have ever watched a Peter Berg film, have you ever watched a lot of Mark Wahlberg films? His action ones. A lot of those are Peter Berg films. So if you ever watched a Mark Wahlberg, like Peter Berg action film, you know exactly what you're getting. It's an action thriller. There's going to be a lot of action in it. It's okay. Speaking of Mark Wahlberg, in a got to make sure, I'm pretty sure it's in a non-Peter Berg way, we have Contraband and Fear, two very, very different titles. We'll start off with Fear, because that's when he did when he was youngest. He had to fight for the role of Fear, and the director actually liked his audition so much that he wasn't going to make the film unless Mark Wahlberg was cast in the role. I can see why. He's really good in this role. Fear just doesn't have him, though. We got William Peterson from CSI, which is coming back this fall. We also have here Alyssa Milano, Reese Witherspoon, Amy Brenneman. Just an incredible cast. And I have to say, Fear is a film that I have long been a fan of. So I am an unabashed fan of this movie. I really do enjoy this movie, and I like the way that it plays out. I love this style of film. I think that Mark Wahlberg does an incredible job in this film. There are things in here where you're kind of like, I don't really... Like when at one point he takes this pen and he carves a tattoo, which is slightly unintentionally hilarious, actually, of Reese Witherspoon's character, whose name, which I can't remember now, but it's her name forever. Not forever, forever, right? So he carves it in, and then he washes it off, and you can see it there, but there's no blood. Blood would still be coming out, man. Blood would still be coming out of that. It wouldn't just stop bleeding. But that being said, the silliness aside, I really, really enjoyed Fear. I thought this was a fun one. This was the other title that I rewatched, actually. I watched most of these twice to just get a feel, so that if I miss out on something the first time, then I'll go back and I'll watch it again. The next one I watched a couple times. Actually, I watched this one a couple times as well. Contraband. And Contraband is actually, I think there's a foreign film. This is actually a remake of another film. Let me just read the cast of Contraband for you. We got Mark Wahlberg, Kate Beckinsale, Ben Foster. Yep, Ben Foster from Alpha Dog's back again. Giovanni Ribisi, J.K. Simmons. Some of the cast of this film. Basically, Mark Wahlberg plays this ex-smuggler that's straightened up his life, and he's married to Kate Beckinsale. They got some kids. He's on the straight and narrow. All of a sudden, here comes Kate Beckinsale's brother-in-law. He's still in smuggling. He's been smuggling drugs, something that Mark Wahlberg is completely against. And he messes it up. Right at the beginning, he messes it up. He has to dump the drugs out. He manages to escape, but the drug guy, played by in a very sleazy Giovanni Ribisi, threatens his life and ends up later on making the mistake of threatening the life of Mark Wahlberg and his wife Kate Beckinsale and their kids. So Mark Wahlberg decides he's going to go for one last run. His friend Ben Foster says, well, just go. Drugs are easy. Do drugs. And he's like, no. He said, I'm not running drugs. That's the one thing I won't run. So he goes to run some money across there. Everything that you expect to go in a certain way doesn't. Everything goes in the complete opposite direction as you would think is going to go. Everything goes wrong. This is one of those films, like a heist film, where everything seems to be planned out, everything seems to be perfect, simple, easy to go. Everything goes wrong. There's a twist in here, by the way. You might see it coming. I did, but you might not. And it's actually a good little twist in the film. There's actually a last-minute twist, a kind of comedic twist at the end of it, which I got more than a little chuckle out of. And I really enjoyed this film. Contraband is one of those I watched on my own, but my better half's a huge heist fan. She loves heist films. And I felt so bad because I knew this was going to be a film that she was going to love. And I will watch this again with her because it was that good. I would watch this. I'd get up and watch this in 10 minutes with her if she wanted to. I really, really enjoyed Contraband. I really enjoyed Fear. So here it comes, guys. It's time to review and rank. Well, we reviewed. It's time to rank. Let's get the ranking portion of this. And yes, some of you guys come here for the ranking portion of the video. I think I'm going to surprise you with this one. Maybe a bit, maybe a little bit, maybe. We'll see. So in fourth place, I am going to put, although I really enjoyed it, and was Miami Vice and The Kingdom. I like both of these here. I don't know how soon I'll go back to these. I may actually go back to these sooner than I expect because they are action films, and I can watch action films pretty often. I think I need to. I recently watched a little bit of the Miami Vice series, and I think that may have skewed me a bit on the movie. So I may have to go back and watch this one again. People tell me, if you haven't watched Miami Vice in a while, this plays a lot better for you. So there you go. But actually, it's decent. You like Jamie Foxx, you like action. You like action movies. You like really well shot films. Michael Mann and Peter Berg are great directors when it comes to action. So you're getting good with those. And the third spot, and this is where I think you're going to be surprised because I actually really did like these films. This is how much I liked these double features. Is The Adjustment Bureau and The Good Shepherd. Actually, only because I think that you're. How much you're into the CIA and into Philip K. Dick's is going to affect how much your enjoyment is on these films. I really enjoyed The Adjustment Bureau and of course the beautiful Emily Blunt. Who doesn't want to see Emily Blunt? She's gorgeous, isn't she? And of course we got Angelina Jolie in the next one. So there you go, two extremely beautiful ladies in these films with Matt Damon. He has really great, good-looking co-stars, doesn't he? But these are really good films. They are tonally different though, from a sci-fi film to a film about the creation of the CIA. Very, very different films. So for that reason, whereas I put the Peter Berg, Michael Mann action, Jamie Foxx double feature, last, just because although I like them, they didn't they're not ones that stuck with me as much. These are movies that stuck with me, but it was an odd choice as double feature. As an actor double feature, I kind of get it, but as a tonal double feature, you might kind of want to watch one, and then you're not going to watch this as a double feature. They'll just put it to you that way. In second place, I got to get my counting right, is Problem Child and Problem Child 2. I 100,000,000% expected this to be in last place. Not only did I expect this to be in last place, I expect this to be 20, 3, 2, and 1. That's how much I thought I was going to hate these films, and I did, and I really like these. Honestly, I'd like to see, this is something now, do a good job and actually do another one of these. I can see that being done, even a TV series. It'd be fun because they do not. The really good thing about Problem Child is he is a jerk. The kid is a jerk, and a lot of things he would go heavily sentimental. on it, and they would like pull back on it. It's like, yo, yes, he's a mean kid, but, and they'd give you all these like other things, but no, he's a bit of, he does, there's times his heart's in the right place. And when John Ritter, like when they're at their end of the rope and they're like, we're done, and basically what happens is he goes in there and they're like, this kid's been given back 30 times, and he's like, are you serious? And he's like, no wonder he's the way he is. He said, everybody's given up on him. And that hit me hard, man. But yeah, number 2. So obviously in first place, and again, like I said, with the Good Shepherd and the Justin Bieber, they're totally different films. So are these. But I did watch these as a double feature, and I just really loved both these films. I really do. Is Contraband and Fear. See, I bet I'm the only person who's going to put this in the number 1 spot out of these here. Most people are going to be going like, oh, well, it's obviously the Justin Bieber and like Good Shepherd. Like, they're going to go with that. But that's why you come here, because I give you my honest, unique take on things. It may not be anybody else's take, and it may be in a different way than a lot of people are going to do it, but that's my take on it. I am Aaron. This has been Reviewed and Ranked. Thank you for watching me, and thank you for joining me here in the Call to Cinema. As always, like, share, subscribe. I'll do all that cool stuff down in the box below. I got a Patreon. I got a merch store. All that fun stuff. And I have a donation button. But at the end of the day, enjoy some cool movies. Have some fun. Watch some movies yourself. Let me know what you thought of those films, if you got any of them. And let me know if you're going to be picking any of them up in the comment section down below. Talk to you guys soon.